you struggling? Oh my gosh, that's such a cliche question. But it's a true story because so many people are struggling. I know because I have been there. I was a 12-year struggler before going full-time in my business. My name is Jen Johnson, meetjenjohnson.com, and I'm here to help you really feel empowered, get educated on how to build your business coming from a place of purpose, passion, and learning how to profit, doing what you love, doing what you're good at. And so some things that I had to tap into, discover, and really start to understand if I was going to make any changes and really start working my business full time. I want to just kind of share with you these 6 things and help you see that like maybe you're stuck somewhere in here. Maybe one of these things is kind of where you're at and you're like, how do I get over it? The first thing that all of these things, they start with the letter C. I wanted to make this a little, clear for you, another C word. But the first thing that I really had an issue with was clarity. So clarity in getting very clear on what I was good at, what I wanted to do, what kind of footprint I wanted to leave in the online marketing space. And I think a lot of times, especially now that we focus so much on personal branding and all this stuff, it can really get hodgepodgey and kind of messed up. And really understanding, getting crystal clear on you, understanding your gifts, your talents, and how to put them into practice in the online marketing world. So you, again, can turn the things you're passionate about into a profit. If you were introduced to this industry by a friend or by someone that you were acquainted with, and you just kind of got in wherever they were. It wasn't necessarily, you liked the concept of making money online, but it wasn't necessarily the thing that you were most passionate about was the product or, the company they were with. It's just kind of like, you kind of get sucked in to this vortex of online marketing world, and you're not really coming in with clarity of the things that you're really good at, of the strengths that you have, and how you can go out there and relay your message, and necessarily even selling the things that excite you. So you're kind of passionless. You're not very motivated because you like this idea, but it just maybe isn't the right fit. Right. Really getting clear on who you are, how you want to help people, how you want to serve people, what your message is, and all that kind of stuff is important. And that's something I love to teach people. So first and foremost, you've got to get some clarity and really understand, like, are you in the right space? It's not all about just wanting to make money either. It's really understanding, like, doing what you love, you'll make way more money. I promise you. So do what you love, do more of what you love, because you're good at it, you're passionate about it, nobody needs to motivate you to do it, and you're gonna make more money because of it. So really, first and foremost, you gotta get some clarity. Okay? So the second thing that is an issue, and I know for a lot of people, is confidence, okay? You have to have confidence in yourself. And I know a lot of times we focus on our big vision and our big goals. And it's great to dream big, but you got to start small. You got to have some small goals too. And those small goals, those small wins are going to give you confidence to keep going. It's going to help you see progress. And it's really funny because a lot of people know I'm a singer, and I sing in front of thousands of people, and it's not an issue for me. And so when I started doing videos a few years back, everybody's like,
Jen, it's just so natural for you because you're a singer.
I gotta tell you, I hated public speaking. Whenever I had to MC at a wedding, it just freaked me out because singing, it's like I know the lyrics. I don't have to think about what I'm supposed to be saying. Where with talking, you gotta, when you're on stage, you want to be interacting with the crowd and getting them going and making sure you're doing the right songs and you're talking to them. Like, that's a different story. So for me, getting on camera was a little intimidating, but I really never overthought the process. You don't want to overthink it. Just go on and, again, focus on small wins. Don't feel like you got to do a 30-minute live stream if you're just getting started with video. Do a 2-minute video on something that you already know, because you're going to speak confidently about that thing. Don't worry about if it's, has to do with your business or has to do with, your product or your service. Just go live and get a feel for it and talk about things that are going on in your world. You know, there's so many things going on in the world right now. Speak about that stuff and try to see how you can relate it back to things that are going on in your life or things that people will relate to in general. If you're good at crocheting, show people how to do it. If you're good at baking, show people how to do it. Like whatever you're good at, just start somewhere so you can have a base to grow and you can get more of a feel and start to have fun with your lives. You know what I'm saying? The third thing is competence, okay? Having competence, and this doesn't mean that you're stupid, you're not smart, you're not techie, you're not this, you're not that. It's just having a knowledge or a skill set or an ability to do something. And a lot of times, you know, can you relate to this where we come into this industry and we're told to do certain things and then we think we're competent because people are saying just copy and paste this or just go post this on your page or use this script, and it doesn't work. So now you feel, well, wait, I've been taught everything I need to know, but it's not working. It's all about building a skill set. It's all about learning to communicate. It goes so much more beyond how many times a day you post, right? It's all about what you do on the back end and the relationships that you genuinely build, and learning how to go out there and deliver a message in a way that people feel like they can relate to you. And they're like, oh my gosh, this person really gets me. You know, I always relate it to when I go to church. If you go to church, you know, and your pastor Sunday morning just delivered a sermon where you're like, man, he was up in my head. He knew exactly what I needed to hear today. You want to be that person for your audience. You want to be like, man, oh, yes, yes, yes. I'm picking up what you're putting down, because then people relate to you more. So it's important that you know the people's struggles, which is why it's important that you go through struggles, because struggles are where your biggest content comes from. Really being able to share struggle with people is where people will relate to you most. So really, being okay with investing in yourself, personal development, all that stuff, you gotta gain the skills. It was great when I realized, like, okay, the things that my company is telling me to do just for the last 2 years haven't been working. So it's frustrating because I knew it, but I'm like,
what's the alternative? Like, what am I supposed to be doing? Because this is what they're teaching me, but it's not working. Am I a crazy person? Or do I need to learn something else, and maybe all these top earners are really just keeping it all a big fat secret, right?
It's not that you're stupid. It's not that you're dumb. It's not that you don't get this. It's maybe you haven't been exposed to things that actually work yet. That's really what it is. So understanding that you'll gain that if you are observant, if you're connecting with the right people and all that jazz, right? The third thing is creating content. You know, you have to, again, be creating content on the daily. And I'm going to go ahead and give you the fourth thing at the same time is, the fifth thing is consistent. You need to be creating content and be consistent. Create content consistently, okay? I saw a video one time where this gal, she was making popcorn and did this amazing video on making popcorn, and she kept taking the popcorn bag out of the microwave. I can't even remember who did it, but she kept taking the bag out of the microwave so it wouldn't pop, right? And so you notice how, like with popcorn, when you put it in a microwave, it doesn't really start popping until later, right? It takes like the majority of the time, it's just kind of sitting there chilling, and you're like,
is this gonna pop? Is this gonna do anything?
And towards that last, maybe 40 seconds or so, then it's just like going crazy, right? That's how it is with your marketing. You have to be consistent in creating content for people so that they know what you can offer them, so they know what kind of value that they're going to get from you. And the people, when you're yourself, when you're authentic, when you're genuine, when you're putting things out there that are relevant to your audience, they're going to be attracted to you naturally. But that's not where it stops. Like, you have to be connecting with those people. There's like so much stuff that has to happen on the back end. And you can't just say, well, I posted twice today and then I did a video. Like, that's just like putting the things out there. But now that you're attracting the people, you have to go out there and really like drum it up, like build some relationships, build some rapport with those people, pick up, see what they're doing, what they're up to. You want to be creating content consistently. And so the last thing that held me up when it came to really figuring out how I was going to make this work after 12 years. Okay, I've been at this since I was 19, in and out of companies. I was jumping all around, all over the place, just really trying to make sense of all of it. And what had to happen was change. I had to make a change because, again, for the majority of the time, all these companies were teaching me, do this, do this, do this, and it was all the same stuff. It's like, okay, so it's not necessarily the company. It's maybe the structure or the format that they do things in is very old school. Like, I don't know. I'm not really understanding this. And I had to make a change. And it wasn't until a really good friend of mine, Melissa, who reached out to me because I was creating content. And I didn't even know, like, you know, what kind of content. I was just creating whatever. It wasn't even intentional content, which is a whole nother subject, like creating content with intention. But it was just putting my face on a camera and just talking about whatever. And at that point, this was a little over 2 years ago, Melissa was like, hey, are you doing all this stuff over here? And she like introduced me to this amazing community. They were the ones that were like doing all this stuff that made so much sense. And they taught me about attraction marketing, and they taught me about how, you know, the process of marketing, the process of becoming a good marketer and becoming a good networker. Because if you are in network marketing, you know, again, anybody can sign up. It's as easy as buying an airplane ticket. Okay. But actually knowing how to do it is a whole nother ballgame. You know, you have to learn how to network. You have to learn how to market. There is actual skill sets involved. You have to learn how to do both of these things. And if you don't, you just have a business in a box and it's going to sit in your house. You got to decide you're going to make a change. But I was so blessed that Melissa came to me and introduced me to a whole new world of people who were marketing in a completely, like the complete opposite of what I learned. It's literally the opposite of what I had learned going through company after company. And I was really, really excited. And I immediately saw the vision of what kind of resources and tools were now all of a sudden available to me. But it wasn't until I decided to make that change that things really started to take place. And you may feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not that techie, or I'm not this or that. You don't need to be any of that. It's not even about that. It's about the mindset and the concepts that you're going to learn that are completely different from what you more than likely have been taught when you were first introduced to this industry. If that appeals to you, yesterday we kicked off day 1. So I'm technically not really supposed to be inviting you into this at this point because yesterday was day 1. Today is day 2. We already have a contest going on inside of the Launchpad. So if you want to play catch up, if you want to come in and check this out, shoot me a message. I'd love to give you the details and just let you be exposed to what changed the game for me, what changed the game for my girl Erin, and for so many others of you that are maybe tuning into this broadcast. That's all I have to say today. That's all I got to say about that, as Forrest Gump would say. Again, if you have any questions, just shoot me a message. You can drop some comments below. Feel free to share this out, and would love to help you see what's really going down, what really what really helped me make that big shift in my business. I would love to expose you to that. So
outside of that, that's all.